My name is Mubarak Malik, Director of Performance with the New York Knicks. This is my 6th season in this role. My background is diverse. I worked 5 years in Major League and Minor League Baseball for the Pittsburgh Pirates, 2 years with EXO Sports Performance Center in the military division, and that makes up my 15 years as a strength conditioning professional here. I believe in building a robust athlete. I think these athletes are younger; they have to get stronger. So I believe in creating a stability foundation base first, layered on top of movement skills, and then into skill training. So optimal performance for me is a lot of pushing and pulling of the posterior chain, a lot of core stability, and just try to keep a really rigid, strong body from joint by joint by just loading them up with certain intensities based around the nature of the game. Science influences my training program because it gives me a bigger picture of how the athlete responds to the training. Where in the past, we used to just measure, the volume in the weight room, and that's all we had to go off of. But now that we have, certain tools and devices on the court attached to their jerseys, certain surveys when they wake up, we're able to get a bigger picture proactively of how much volume and how much stuff we can do with them day to day because we're able to measure their heart rate response to certain training, how much distance they're running in practices, what are they doing outside of the arena that can influence their recovery status. We're able to measure this stuff. So it allows us to, really be super specific as far as the systems in place to make sure that we're training them in an optimal way. Some of the technologies that we use to measure some of these, more science, or what do you want to call it, tools, is power output. So we know beginning of the season, middle of the season, and also toward the end of the season that over time, the nervous system is not going to be as primed as it is come September as it's going to be in April or May. However, within this certain range, if we have a way to measure their power output with certain jumps and certain landings and certain bounds, we can kind of look at the degree of inferences to see how much % are they losing throughout the course of a season so that we can unload them, so we can kind of keep within the 10% range with power output of certain jumps. And then also on the court, we're able to look at heart rate variability when we train our athletes in practices. So if we know we have a lighter practice and their heart rate is not responding the way it should have a month ago with the same practice schedule, the same volume, the same drills, the same everything, if their heart rate is within a certain range outside of their norm, we're able to look at some of the other variables within that to figure out why is their heart rate a little elevated compared to where it was when we first started the season. And then you start going through all your other variables. So I think the power in the weight room with the jumping and the landing, measured out with the heart rate response to training in practices, we're able to get a good picture of our players' recovery throughout the course of the season.